Alright, y'all. So today I'm walking through Columbus Circle right now because I've had some requests to go over here to the Central Park and see if I can't find these tents, full of people. It's kind of bizarre because I've never seen anybody actually ride their bicycle backwards through Columbus Square. There's this guy delivering food, literally driving his bicycle backwards. That's how few people are here. Although, you know what? It's really nice today. And there are a lot more people out. A lot. Like, I would say there's probably 15-20% of the people out today that would normally be out. So we're getting there. And I'm doing my part. Like, every time here's Trump Tower, y'all. Every time I see someone in a mask, I do my best to look at them funny and shake my head and laugh, because there's just so many slaves out here. It's amazing. Look at this. See, look, traffic. Amazing. And traffic that's not just state-run traffic. That's all you've been seeing mostly these days is buses and taxis or whatnot. We're actually starting to see real folks, the people that pay the taxes, actually out and about doing things. I haven't been up here in a long time. I guess the last time I came up here was last summer. I was over in that beautiful mall over there. They have a really great swim shop, so I needed some goggles because somewhere deep inside I still think I'm an athlete. Well, not really anymore, but especially since the doctor got mad at me and told me to knock it off. So I've had to be a good girl, no more swimming and just walk around and rest, stuff like that. I don't know. There's something good about being positive action and pretending you're well when you're not. Like when I broke my neck and jaw, I used to go to the gym and limp around, pretend that I actually did something that day. But when you have a paralyzed arm and a broken jaw and a neck, I guess getting up and actually just going to the gym is a victory, you know what I mean? Look at how pretty these dogwoods are. Oh, it's so pretty. So there's something to be said about positive thinking, but not just thinking, action. I can't remember a time that I ever just thought about something and it just happened magically. Usually, look at how beautiful these flowers are. Usually, you gotta do something. You really gotta do something. Alright, so I think I saw Frank Tufano do a video. So I think I kind of know a certain direction I'm supposed to go for these tents. I think it's on this back side of the park here. So I think we're going to kind of try to cut across diagonally to see if we can get there faster. I don't want to bore y'all to death with my meaningless commentary. Actually, Carnival did a really good video today. I was just watching before I left about Guayaquil, Ecuador, and the bodies, that they say are stacking up there. And it makes a lot of sense that they're stacking up because in that city, he was calculating, 400 to 500 people die a day. And if you've got a curfew, well, what do you expect? If even half of those people die at night and the mortuary services people can't come and remove the body, then you wake up in the morning, you got twice the amount of bodies that you're set up to get rid of, or handle, not get rid of, sorry y'all, to handle during the day when, you don't have that many people and they're not used, you don't have that much equipment. Think about it. You got a night shift for the mortuary and the forensics people. It's not like people only die or get murdered or raped or whatever during the day. In fact, I bet you, I don't have the stats, but I bet you if you look at the stats, more people die at night. Look at these, how pretty these flowers are. More people die at night than during the day, I bet you. Get you a nice little I don't know if you could see. Hope you could see. All right, we're going to continue with our off-roading here. See if we can find these tents. Going past the playground. This is sad. You don't get to see no kids. No kids on the playground. You know, the New World Order is just plain fucking evil. And all I could say is, you know, the better the weather gets, the more people are going to see that this is bullshit. And this is why I'm doing this. Because even if half of us die of this quote-unquote plague, the other 50% of us don't deserve to be bankrupted and, you know, cowering in our houses, not being able to make a living. This is unprecedented that these, you know, Cuomo just declares that, you know, most of the population cannot make a living. In fact, yesterday was really sad because from my calculations, they laid off like 60 to 70% of my company. And I'm one of the lucky few in the skeleton crew that's left. And that's because, you know, I'm in estimating and I have 2 bids actually on April 8th trying to win work for the company. But, you know, if we can't build it, we're really in trouble, right? It doesn't matter. So I'm honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm terminated after I put in these proposals. And, you know, I'm not upset. I know I'm more upset for the guys. You know, the men that I work with, all of them have families. Me, it's just me. And I was never lucky enough to meet anybody decent. So, oh, look at these daffodils, are so pretty. You know, it's really sad for them because all of them are very highly skilled, you know, construction guys, and they can't even go and get another job. You know, it's not like your company just shut down because, hi puppy, because we were being mismanaged. In fact, it's quite the opposite. We're doing really well. And, you know, these guys, like, if they try to go back, try to find a job, they've got to go find someone who has enough hospital work or low-income housing work that will hire them, right? Because that's the only quote-unquote essential construction going on these days. Ooh, I see something going on up there. Let me see if that's... Hopefully we're going in the right direction. Otherwise, y'all are just getting a tour of Central Park as things start to get nice. I'll tell you, Central Park is really beautiful. Say if you come down here on a Saturday morning in June at like 6 a.m. so there's not a lot of people out. Because when there's a lot of people here, I don't know, I can't deal. It's just too much for me. But when it's quiet, it's really actually very pretty. Or sometimes you can come down here, like if you have the day off in the middle of the weekday, you can come during the day and it's not so bad. There's not that many people and it's really pretty. When I wasn't actually living here, I was living in Texas before I moved up here. I used to come and see my singing teacher and stay here for a couple of weeks. And it was fun because I would just go to singing lessons and then I'd have nothing else to do for the rest of the day, you know, besides go home and study music. Shoot, I think I'm going the wrong way. So I would just come over here, study music here. It's pretty. Kind of glad that they roped off this park. Otherwise, you see all the construction going on. So we're actually building the Parker Hotel. We're doing the renovation. It's at 56th. It's like 56th and 8th. Yeah, 56th and 8th. Doing a big, I did the estimate, it's like $96 million renovation. Of course, they cut a bunch of money out of that, so hopefully they can buy it. But that one's still going on. But, I don't know. I don't know how much longer we have. So what happened is some of our job sites are still going just because we have emergency permits. And the reason why we do is, for instance, one of our jobs has there's other buildings that are adjacent that we need to put the SOE, supportive excavation, in. So we just dug a big hole next to it, and that excavation has to be supported, or the buildings that are next to us are going to fall basically fall into the abyss. So we are still working on one of our projects just because of that. And so those guys didn't all get fired. They're still here unless and until that SOE's put in and things are stable there. Because you can't just leave a big hole in the ground. Man, let's see here. I might have to take this sweater off. Started off being a little chilly, but now, of course, I've been walking. It's like 20, 25 blocks. So I've been walking for a while. Getting warm. I might have to take some allergy medicine. Jeez, all these flowers whooping my butt. That's another thing. Respiratory disturbances. Well, duh. It's springtime. Look at all these flowers. If you're like me, you you need some medicine. Oh, let's see. Where are these tents? We'll go over here towards, I think this is the zoo over here. I haven't been to the zoo in a while either. Kind of mixed feelings about zoos, just because I feel sorry for the animals that are kind of imprisoned there. But also, you know, a lot of these animals, what is this, like Romulus or something? I don't like when they don't tell me who it is. No, it probably isn't, because there's not like the mama wolf. Anyways, sorry for the mythical divergence. It's really pretty today. Oh yeah, I was saying about the zoos that I was a little mixed feelings about it, because when I was little, my mom used to take me and my sister every day to the zoo in Gainesville, Texas, because we lived very close, like a mile away. And we would go, and back then, you didn't eat bread that wasn't fresh, right? So we'd bring the day-old bread to Jerry the elephant and all other animals. Jerry was my favorite. We'd bring fruit that, you know, might be a little off, or you know, had a little too few bruises or too many bruises, that kind of thing. We'd see Jerry the elephant, and I don't know, I was about 4, and I would roller skate around the zoo. And I had those skates that they were metal, and you strap them on your shoes, so they weren't actually real roller skates. And I was super excited every day to go to the zoo, skate around, and then we would have lunch in the park. And then there was a lot of, what do you call it, you know, things you could do. They had all little, you know, merry-go-rounds and stuff like that, which was for bigger kids. But I was still out there playing the best of them. I was a little bruiser just starting off. I was pretty big anyways. I still am. Even though I'm like 2 inches shorter than I used to be, thanks to this injury. So yeah, I always, you know, they saved a lot of these animals, but they also hurt a lot of them too. For instance, Jerry the elephant, she was a Asian elephant. Her mother was killed in Thailand, and I think she saw it. She was brought here to America, and I believe she was in the Dallas Zoo. And then I want to say she killed her trainer, or the guy that fed her. And then they brought her to Gainesville, and she did fine there. They ended up having to rope her off a little bit because some idiot guy gave her tobacco to eat instead of, you know, fruit and bread like we all were doing, you know, like normal people. And I guess she grabbed the guy with her trunk, you know, was kind of thrashing him around. So that was the end of any of us having any fun, like actually being up close to the elephant. Jerry the elephant is still alive. She's actually, I don't know, she's about 6 years older than me. She's like a teenage, no, I'm sorry, she's about 10 years old. She's like a teenage elephant when I met her, young, like 14. And she's actually in a preserve in Tennessee for elephants. I actually give money straight to Herbert. He has some amazing music. I actually give money to that because I wanted to, you know, she has a good life now. She's out on a elephant preserve and she has her own place and there's other elephants there. And they just live in a good elephant life. They're not in cages or anything. They're actually out on the land. So yeah, I have kind of a mixed feelings about zoos. It's one thing if it's like a rescue for an animal, then by all means, or if, you know, the species is going extinct, and then, you know, I think it's a good idea to try to keep them, you know, as best as you can. It's interesting. So here's this new bench, right? Look at how hard the weather is on the old benches. Wow. Okay, I think it's time to take this sweater off. It's hot. I'll walk you down this, I don't really know what to call it, promenade maybe? The stairs here. I gotta find these freaking tents. They hit them good.
Look, he's hanging out on the tree like you see him? Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I had to tie my sweater around my waist before I melt into butter here on this trail. This is one of the prettiest parts, I think, of this place. Come down here to this lake. And this fountain is usually filled. And it's usually very pretty down here. And a lot of times there's people singing opera under here because it's a nice little cavern. Get good sound. See, there's people playing music. So under there, see here, it's where people usually play music. Oh, they need to clean this masonry, make it sandblasted, make it look nice. They need to restore some of these things too. It's interesting, I always think to myself, these buildings that we build, things that we do, they're really not going to last, you know, throughout antiquity because they're not made of stone. They're all just like glass and steel. Guys playing "What a Wonderful World." It is a wonderful world when the New World Order isn't fucking with us. I'll tell you what, we all need to get together, do something, you know, like mass non-participation. Stop believing everything anyone tells you. Look at these dogs, are so cute. This is the lake here. A lot of times there's people out there, boats and things like that. Alright. And let's see. I'm going to try to find, it's a nice view over there. To find these tents that they say are here. I'm gonna feel bad if I can't find them. This place over here, you can get ice cream in the summertime. It gets hot here. You know, it'll be in the 90s and it's humid, which humidity sucks. Where I come from, in Gordonville, Texas, it's like it's about as close to hell as you could get. It'd be like 114 degrees and 95% humidity. Horrible. It's funny because when I came up here to West Point, it was like 95 degrees. When I was a plebe, we were doing, the basic training, beast barracks. People were like, oh, it's so hot. And I was like, it's like 10 degrees colder here than it was where I came from. So, it wasn't so bad, Everything's relative. At least I was never a heat casualty. I never had any problems with that. In fact, getting hurt's the only thing that actually really affected my toughness. For many, many years. It's been, it's like April 6th was 18 years ago when I got hurt. I was so young. I was only like 26, so it's been a long, long, hard road. But it's been a while, and I've kind of recovered a lot of the stamina I had, because for many years I just couldn't even handle the heat at all. It was just too much because I was weak from the injuries. I'm getting strong now. Ooh, look here, this may be it. I don't know. This guy, I don't know what he's doing, balancing that plastic bottle on top of his head and looking like he's just smoked something. I should ask him what he has. This place is called the Boathouse, I think. Yeah. Well, let's see here. I guess we're gonna get on this running trail. I don't know where they put these. Maybe it's over towards that east side. Get up here, maybe try to cross. I'm excited there's so many people out today. Tell you what, when the weather breaks, spell's broken. I just hope it's soon, because we're literally hemorrhaging money. And it's sad because the company I work for, we have 4 new jobs. We're about to pick up number 5 and number 6, which would have kept us going for the next 3 years, and then we would have kept winning work, and we would have gotten bigger. Because this company it's a small company. We're actually owned by a big company. It has a lot of money, but we just finally started working for other developers instead of just working for our developer. In fact, all of our work now is going to be outside of the developer that owns us. So we started doing really well. For some reason I feel like I need to go this way. I don't really know why, but that's where we're going. So it's sad because we did all this work, and I've been putting a lot of extra effort in because these people were nice to me. And it's one of the best places. Actually, last night I was kind of sad because I finally have a place where I'm happy to live, and I don't have a crazy roommate. I'll tell you the crazy roommate story sometime. I mean, when I say crazy, I mean trying to burn the house down, having to call the cops to have him dragged off to the mental asylum 10 times. And then I finally found a good place to live where I'm alone and safe, and then a nice place where the people are good to me to work. And as soon as everything lines up, boom, here comes the government with their man-made bullshit. So, I don't know, I guess, what's the lesson in that? Don't get too comfortable. Oh, Lord. Where are these tents? So we're going over here now towards this east side. Yeah, maybe right around the entrances to this park, because there's a big hospital up here, I think. I don't know, I work so much that I don't do too much running around. I need to fix that. Obviously, this whole killing yourself to make money and save it for the future, the government doesn't want us to do that, and they don't want us to be stable, so I guess I need to figure out a way to not spend so much energy at work that I don't have time to live. Because God knows that the government's going to take everything they can. I just wonder in the end what's going to happen if they're just going to keep doing the same sort of stuff, you know? They're just basically, there's a new virus, there's a new this, and they literally, you know, the one thing about reality TV is it made TV the reality. People believe what's on these screens more than they believe what is out in front of them. I just keep asking you, who do you know that died of the flu ever in your life? Right? I tell you that people die of something. Well, do they really? Or were they sick in the first place? You know, were they just super healthy and magically they just died? Alright, so this is the exit. That's like the Metropolitan Museum of Art over there. Still haven't found these damn tents.
A week later.
I apologize. Maybe I should have looked up on the internet, but I don't know. I don't know if they were gonna say where they were or not. If that makes any sense. Alright, so I had y'all on pause for a minute. They have this big statue here of Poland. I wonder if this is King Karl. So a lot of people don't know that Poland actually had a big role in helping us in the Revolutionary War. Oh no, this is King Jagiello. I don't know if I said that right. Vladislav, King of Poland. But Poland actually helped us a lot with the Revolutionary War because we had one engineer. His name was Kosciuszko, and he was from Poland, and he's like one of the mastermind engineers behind the Revolutionary War. And that's why they established West Point in the first place, was because the colonies didn't have enough engineers to build anything and, you know, be in these wars. So for many, many, many years, you had to have an engineering degree coming out of West Point. And so that's why they created West Point in the first place, to have army officers that had, a military and engineering mindset. This is really pretty here too. Egyptian obelisk they got going on here. It's always something Egyptian with these elites that rule over us. I'm gonna put y'all on pause again because I still haven't found these tents, okay? Okay, y'all, I finally found them. This is the back side. So I'm gonna put you on pause again, and I'm gonna go try to get around in the front, okay?
Yeah, if we go the other side, stay on the side, you can go.
Alright, so a lot of people are starting to come over here to see this. This is bullshit. So the sign up, let's see. So it says Samaritan's Purse over there. I'm gonna try to see if we can't get closer. They got it really roped off, you know. They don't want people knowing what they're up to. I see some personnel. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. I see some personnel out there, but there's nobody actually sick that I see. Let's see if we can't get close. Put you on pause. So you can see the personnel getting ready. They got it really see all these barricades here? They're keeping you way far away. All I can say is if they test you for this virus and they say you have it and you go into one of those places, You ain't coming out. That's my feeling. They can do whatever they want to in there. Okay, so we're gonna try to get closer. See all this blue tape they got going on here. And these barricades. I mean, not that you can't. If you really need to break someone out of there, it'd be pretty easy. But I wonder, are they gonna put armed troops on there? Is that what they're up to? See, because the way I see it, everybody has this coronavirus, quote unquote, in their body. Especially if you've ever had a common cold. So they can test you for it. They say you have it. And they can literally keep you from doing anything, right? And if you don't have it, pretty soon, here in 18 months, there'll be a vaccine. And they will inject it into your body, and then you will be COVID positive for the rest of your life, right? And they can control you, because this is like a medical tyranny, right? And your friends are going to be scared that they're going to get sick. And so, basically, friends and family are going to turn on each other. And, you know, because people, I don't know, so many people like to snitch. I mean, think about it. Think about how Stalin and Mao Zedong and all these people, like, how did they get so successful? Because 95% of people will freaking rat you out in a second. They have no, you know, loyalty or integrity or, you know, they think the government loves them. I'm sorry. Government doesn't love you more than your family and your friends, you know? Grow up. These people who are elected are more like selected, you know, because the banks control everything. So here we go. Let's try to get a better picture in here. I've got you guys zoomed in pretty good as it is. You know, they're like ramping up for a very long time, right? Like, it looks like they really are serious about making this last 18 months or whatever. I mean, these are nicer tents than we ever got in the military. Actually, they're kind of like the military tents where they set the pallets up for you to sleep on the wood instead of sleeping on the ground. And who is Samaritan's Purse? Guess I need to look into that. So look, they got a security guard right here. I'm just fucking chilling out and recording all this. I don't really care. They can throw me in jail. I'm not putting up with this shit. You know, we don't deserve any more tyranny. Let me see if I can put you on